local news that matters. This is KARK4 News at 6.
Strength in numbers as strangers become neighbors during Arkansas's time of need.
Literally feel the wind pushing like against the door, and you can feel the building shaking. And so I knew the tornado was hitting. I was like, oh, I just started praying,
24 hours after an EF3 tornado ripped through the heart of the natural state.
Nothing could prepare me for what I saw when I left out of my apartment.
Arkansans are finding healing by working together to recover what was lost.
Tonight, as hands come together to repair the mangled metal and broken homes.
These sorts of things brings the community together and unifies us closer.
We'll show you how we are strong. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching KARK4 News at 6. I'm Gary Burton Jr.
And I'm Jessica Rank. We are continuing today bringing you more coverage of the EF3 tornado that ripped through Little Rock, North Little Rock, Jacksonville, and even stretching into Wynne.
Let's get you caught up on the latest information that we have on hospitalizations, deaths, and damage reports tonight. There are about 35,000 people still without power in the state. And the number of injured people in our area hospitals are also going down. Baptist Health is reporting 7 patients remain in its Little Rock and North Little Rock locations. Now, 3 of them are in intensive care. And so far, we know 5 people in the state were killed due to the storms. 4 people died in Wynne, and 1 person was killed in North Little Rock. Officials have not identified those victims at this time.
And tonight we are going to be taking you to some of the hardest hit areas here in Little Rock as we have reporters out live today. This is video from the apartment complexes off of Napa Valley Drive.
And this is the Breaking Ridge Village, which is a long-time shopping and entertainment area that was undergoing a complete redevelopment. As you can see, it was just about reducted to square one.
And aerial photos taken by Daniel Burt near Rodney Parham show just how devastating this is. This, of course, is from the Kroger Colony West area, the neighborhoods near that Breckenridge Plaza. Just amazing video there.
Absolutely. And the city of Little Rock says more than 50 people were injured Friday, and more than 2,600 buildings and homes suffered damage today. More than 150 city workers were out in neighborhoods to clear roads and debris. We're told all roads in the city are clear, but drivers are being asked not to travel in the areas affected. Now, tonight we have team coverage with our Samantha Boyd, Madison Fitzpatrick, and Riley Birdwell.
And we want to head out to Riley first, who's been out at the Napa Valley Apartments all day. Riley, now this is something that a lot of us in Little Rock have never seen before. What's it like out there?
Yeah, Jessica, well, what I can tell you right now is it is a completely different scene than what we were seeing earlier today. But, there are still lots of trees in the way of the sidewalk here, lots of uprooted trees. I mean, I'm going to have you take a look right over here, still behind me. Still lots of damage that has come through here over off of Napa Valley Drive. And, some residents that I spoke with tell me that from these apartment complexes that they're from across the country, some from California this morning, and they say that they don't have family here and they have nowhere to go, and power, like we said, there are still tons of people left without power today, and so that is a big concern. As you can even see some of these power lines standing right here next to me. Some of these poles have snapped, and some of these lines are still just right here by this sidewalk. But after the tornado ripped through the city of Little Rock, it made its way through the apartment complexes and residential areas off of Napa Valley Drive. Residents at the apartment complexes coming out to see the devastation and try to wrap their brain around what happened. Many say it all happened so fast for so much damage to be done.
Came out and I saw all the damage and I was like, wow, you know what I mean? It really didn't even feel like it would do as much damage as it has done.
There still is so much damage that is yet to be uncovered, but I can tell you, walking up and down this road, when I look to my left and right, there are so many new things that I am seeing. Now, like I mentioned earlier, many residents are left without power tonight, but I want to take a look. You can see crews lining the street right here. I mean, they've been working all day long to get this power restored, so they are working tirelessly to make sure that the power can be restored. But today has been a very emotional day day for many. But one thing is for sure, neighbors were coming out. Everybody was checking on each other to show how strong we are. Reporting live in Little Rock, I'm Riley Birdwell. Back to you guys.
Definitely strong indeed, absolutely. Now we're going to take it over to our Samantha Boyd, who is looking at the damages out in Jacksonville.
Now, Samantha, it looks like behind you there's still a lot of damage. What's going on over there?
Yeah, Gary, Jessica, I'm here in Jacksonville at the New Commandment Church of God in Christ. And as you guys can see behind me, this was a location in Jacksonville that was hit pretty significantly last night by the storm. I'm going to kind of step out of the frame so you guys can see what is going on here behind me. We've really been in Jacksonville all day today, and this is definitely one of the areas that's been hurt the worst. You can see the trees behind me. These trees have collapsed onto the church, onto the building right beside it. And then there's just tons of stuff that was inside the church that's been totally blown out. Lots of insulation, obviously, of course, too, as you guys can see. And then if you go across the street, you see a tree, several trees down right across the street from it. The pastor of the church, Eddie Miller, tells me, thankfully, no one was in the church when this tornado came through. He says actually people were supposed to be in the church within about an hour of when the tornado came through, but no one was there, thankfully. But that's not the case for a lot of the people down the street. We were walking up and down the street right across from where we are right now, and almost everyone who is home right now says that they were home yesterday during that tornado. One woman says that she was home when it came through. She was by herself, actually, and she was going to go to the room where she was supposed to take cover, actually. And she ended up staying kind of in her living room so she could watch our coverage. She says, thankfully, that area where she was going to go to was actually blown away. Thankfully, she stayed in her living room, actually, which was not blown away, and she was able to stay safe. But she says what she went through yesterday, she's thankfully okay and does not have any injuries, but she says it was absolutely terrifying.
When it was all said and done, I had insulation falling on me, and it was like a big ploof of smoke over on the side.
I got here, this is what I saw, and I was speechless, but thankful at the same time that it came early and that the congregation was not here.
Now, as for this church here behind me and those homes right across the street, people have been out and about helping all day long. I've seen kids, I've seen older people out here helping. It really kind of shows how much the community is coming together in a time of need. The church behind me, too, we all know this is Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. They're supposed to be having church. They said they're going to meet out here right in front of the church where all of this happened at 11 a.m. tomorrow to come together, heal, really try and get through this. This is a place where people make a lot of memories. People make big decisions for their lives, and this is something that's really hitting them hard. And then, of course, homeowners. This is their home, the place that they love, the place that they've grown up. This is hard for a lot of the people here. So over the rest of the weekend and over the weeks and months to come, they're going to be trying to heal, pick up the pieces, and we're going to continue to follow it. For now, reporting live in Jacksonville, Samantha Boyd at KARK 4 News.
All right, thanks, Samantha. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot today is people getting out and starting to pick up the pieces and everyone really coming together.
Arkansas strong, everyone lending a helping hand, which is what we need at this time.
And we want to go ahead and send things out to Madison Fitzpatrick. She's in KMAC Village right now. Madison, what are you seeing out there?
Well, I'm from Florida, and I'm used to hurricanes. And with hurricanes, you kind of know the path that it's going to take before it hits land. But with a tornado, it's random and it's rampant, and that's what makes it so scary. And I've seen a lot of scary things today in this neighborhood, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of paint a picture of what I've seen today. I saw a brick chimney snapped in half and laying on the roof, causing the ceiling to crack. A trampoline and kids' playset flipped completely upside down. A car crashed almost all the way to the ground by a huge tree. A light pole bent at a 90-degree angle, so you know those winds must be powerful through this area to bend metal like that. The trees were scattered across the streets, and not just branches, but trees. In some cases, the houses were no longer visible from the road. I spoke with an elderly homeowner here in KMAC Village who was home alone when the tornado came through. She said she didn't have much time to think about where to hide. She just knew it was coming.
I was watching Channel 4 and Channel 16, and he said, KMAC Village, take cover. And I couldn't go to the bathroom because there's windows, so I just sat in the corner of the living room because there was a wall there, and it was pretty scary. It was just like things hitting the house. You could just see everything, feel everything hitting the house. And I could hear when the trees fell, but I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, she said she was scared to walk outside afterwards and had to call her daughter to come brace the outside world with her. She got emotional just speaking to me about the damage, as her and her late husband, who had been married for 70 years, had lived in that house for more than 30 years together. Her bedroom was destroyed, and it will take months to rebuild. But today, as you can see through some of that footage, the community is really joining together to try and rebuild the community that once was so beautiful. And I know that with all of these efforts, they will get it back to their original form. It's just going to take a lot of time. I'll have more updates from Kamek Village later on at 9, but until then, guys, I'll send it back to you.
There's no doubt about that community will get back up and running, back to its original state.
That's what we do.
Well, more to come. A local church helping to clean up after the damage. What the pastor has to say about yesterday's storm and how they're impacting their community.
And we had much quieter weather across the area today. Sunshine, temperatures made it into the 70s, but rain chances return tomorrow. We might even have some more thunderstorm chances into early next week. We'll talk all about that and your 7-day forecast that's coming up after the break. Stay with us.